everywhere.
I wanted to let you know that we found out why Rye was barking. Sure enough, he kept seeing our coworker Robert, who had been behind the camera. So when we went to the commercial, we let Rye kind of go. Robert came back out and he began to bark again, and he made a beeline running for Robert. He had wanted a hug, so Robert must remind him of somebody who he loved once, and so they had some time to share during the commercial break. Just wanted to let you know that in case you were thinking he might have been a little aggressive. He was just being a lover. So we're very happy now to have Emily Barrow on the show with us this morning. She's here with the Chambliss Center for Children, and she's got us both decked out because it's time for your Mardi Gras Gala.
Mardi Gras Gala.
How many years of this?
This is our 13th year.
13th year.
Yep.
You're doing it at big this year at the Reed House.
We're at the Reed House. It's a new venue for us, and we're super excited.
You were, because I said to you, are y'all going to be in the Silver Ballroom? And you said, oh no, we're taking over the whole mezzanine.
Yeah, Silver Ballroom, the whole second floor, the whole mezzanine.
You know, that's going to be a perfect venue for you because it's such a beautiful space.
It is.
So it gives you absolutely every justification you're looking for to doll yourself up for the gala.
We're excited. I mean, a few years ago, the Reed House celebrated 150 years, and we celebrated 150 years because we were both started in 1872. So we had that kind of shared history.
Yeah.
So it's neat to go to the Reed House and have that connection too.
This has long been one of those events that people just kind of know to go ahead and mark it on their calendar year after year. So as we're talking, you're largely sold out.
Yes,
already.
we just have a handful of tickets left. So if people want to come, they need to get their tickets. I would suggest in the next few days, because we will not have tickets at the door.
As galas and fundraisers go, I think you keep yours at a pretty fair price.
Yes.
$100 for a ticket, but that gets you an evening of fun and then the give back, of course, to the mission.
Yeah, you get dinner, drinks, entertainment, live entertainment, DJ, beads.
Beads and more beads.
Beads and more beads, and just a great time to mix and mingle with friends and just have a great time and support a great cause.
Do y'all have an auction?
We have a silent auction.
Is that going on now or done until the
It will go live a week before the event.
Okay.
And anybody can participate in that. You don't have to be at the gala to participate.
They'll go to your website?
Yes.
Okay. Are you still accepting items to auction off?
I would, yeah, definitely.
So in those 150 years of giving back to the community, part of what I've always loved about the Chambliss story is that it was started really truly grassroots.
Oh.
Local women who saw a need, and then the need changed and they evolved with it.
Exactly, yeah. They saw a need with children who were orphaned and homeless and needed food, clothing, and shelter. And, you know, back in 1872, women were caregivers of children, and that was pretty much solely their job. Women, we weren't allowed to do other things.
Right.
And so they really took up the charge and cared for these children, and it has evolved and is deeply rooted in our mission today, is to care for children and families in our community, and we continue that every single day.
Well, and so part of what they do, there's a myriad of things that happen on that campus. First of all, when you go to it, you feel like it's almost a step back in time. I think there's a romance, I always say this about the Chambliss Center, but the grounds are so pretty. All the old trees are there, and the love is there. So for the moms, you talk about women, they're working now.
Yeah.
You have a child care center, and it's kind of a sliding scale.
Yeah, so one of our programs is a 24/7, 365 child care and early childhood education. So birth through even after school for school-age kids. But during the day, right now, there's children there from infancy through pre-K, and it's on a sliding fee scale. So working families can afford high quality, around-the-clock childcare. Our main campus is open 24 hours a day. So regardless of that parent's working schedule, we can provide care for their child that they can feel good about and keep that dignity to be able to keep going to work and provide for their kids.
Well, that's a big part of it, because nobody wants to be in a situation where they're trying their hardest and then they can't get ahead because the fees are so high, but nobody wants charity either.
Right. Yeah. So it makes it really, I mean, childcare is very expensive in our region and nationally. And to have high quality childcare is even more difficult to not only find but to afford, and so our program is really unique and special to be able to provide that for families that wouldn't have the opportunity otherwise.
Right.
And we have amazing teachers and great staff that provide this care, and we really focus on getting kids ready for kindergarten as they go into school, and every day just lots of learning and lots
then
of fun.
their heart for those children continues on. You have your program with the kids who've been in foster care, and they age out essentially when they're 18. Not thanks to y'all, they can come and live with you.
Yeah, so we have a foster care program, so we always recruit and train foster parents throughout the year. And then several years ago, we knew that there was a need for children as they turned 18 and aged out of foster care, that they needed additional support, a longer runway in which to transition into and move into adulthood. And so we have housing for 18 to 24-year-olds that are, that is their story
Right.
of being in foster care, to just make them productive citizens and independent and not
Yeah.
dependent on others, to just get by, that
Yeah.
they can hold a job and
help them launch.
help them launch. And so it's a really neat program, and we're one of the largest ones in the region.
So to think that all you have to do is try to snag one of those remaining tickets to
Yeah.
the Mardi Gras Gala and party away the night at the Reed House, February 28th, right?
February 28th at the Reed House, starting at 7.
ChamblissCenter.org is where you go to get your tickets.
ChamblissCenter.org, get your tickets.
And
They
also
are going
find the
fast.
silent auction on that same website. And if you're in the position to be able to volunteer, maybe you want to find a way to help their mission, they'd love to talk to you that
Yeah,
way
give
too.
us a call. Yeah,
Great to see you.
good to be here.
Thanks for the bangles.
Absolutely.
Technology is everywhere. Count on Local 3 News to help you make the most of it. I'm Jamie Tucker. I help find ways to make your life easier, save cash, and recognize scams. What the Tech, weekdays at 5:30 only on Local 3 News.
I got hurt by a big truck. You know why I called the Insiders?
Because life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money.
We got a client who was T-boned by a big truck and broke multiple bones. $3 million.
It's just that easy.
Call 265-1100.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin night and day. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. But now I have Rinvoq. Rinvoq is a once daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some taking Rinvoq felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days, and some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. Many saw clear or almost clear skin.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin. Serious allergic reactions. GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events. Infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your dermatologist about Rinvoq.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Hi, I'm Aaron Dixon with Insurance Advisors. Are you turning 65 or confused about your Medicare options in retirement? Give us a call.
I was turning 65 and Aaron made it so simple.
At Insurance Advisors, we make insurance simple.
This is my legacy.
Accuracy is at the heart of the Local 3 Storm Alert team because we know how important it is to you. And now we're putting our money where our forecast is. Every time we're within 3 degrees of the high temperature, we put $10 in the jackpot. It's our 3-degree guarantee. Nailed it. Then at the end of the month, a Local 3 viewer will win the jackpot. To enter, go to local3news.com.
Win money for yourself and a matching donation for your favorite charity. 3-degree guarantee.
So February is going to be a busy month. It always is because we've got Valentine's Day coming up, and before that we have the big game. And today we happen to have Don Raines from Don's Meat Shop, who's ready for both occasions. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Julie.
I kind of forgot about the big game because at my house, I guess my husband's not really rooting for either team, so he's not all pumped up about it, but he's going to be ready for some chicken wings.
Oh, yeah.
Come Sunday. You're ready for everybody coming in, aren't you?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
What do you have kind of front and center that you think people are going to be most interested in this year for the game?
Well, you know, you like snacks. So
Yeah.
I've got my beef sticks, our house-made summer sausage, of course, chicken wings. If you want something a little special, my filet mignon patty.
I think your spice here just made me sneeze.
Yeah.
What is this?
That's smoky dust. They're local guys. They're in Chickamauga, Georgia, and I've been doing business with them for a long time, and they have really good rubs.
You know, that's part of it when you shop Don's Place. It's not just the quality of the meat that you're going to get, but then you want to not do it an injustice by not cooking it the right way.
That's right.
So he's got the instructions plus all of the sides and the spices to make it really the best you want it to be.
Absolutely.
Okay, so these chicken wings, I'm going to pause on those for a minute because we are a chicken wing eating family. And yours never stopped shocking me because there's so much meat on that bone.
Yeah.
I mean, those are not skimpy chicken wings, Don.
No, those are a nice size.
Do you like putting them in the air fryer?
Absolutely.
We do that too.
I have a mesquite wing that we marinate in-house. That's my favorite in the air fryer.
Really?
Yep.
So now what? So these are what did you call these?
Those are beef sticks.
And they're just like to...
Yeah, you can cut them up, serve them as a snack, or you can eat them just like they are.
Is this salami?
It's summer sausage.
Oh, okay.
It's our in-house made summer sausage. I make 3 different flavors.
Would you use that like on a charcuterie board or
Absolutely.
something?
Cut it, put it on a board.
Okay, we can't not talk about the hamburgers that you have. If we're lucky and the weather's nice, which I think it might be looking pretty on Sunday, the grills are going to be fired up.
Absolutely.
These, I don't know what kind of beef you use, but they really hold their size.
Right. Well, that one's special. That's filet mignon.
Oh, stop it.
Yep.
Gosh, you could have that for Valentine's Day too if you wanted.
Absolutely.
Very nice. And then you have the ones that are like a cheddar burger or a bacon.
Right. Yeah, well, I have bacon burgers. I have my ground chuck patties. We have what we call the beast burger. You know, that's an exotic blend of bison, elk, boar, and Wagyu beef. We have Wagyu patties. We have a good selection of premium burgers.
Yeah, and they are going to have some meats there that you might not be really accustomed to finding at the local grocery store. Is it tri-tip?
Yep,
That's
we have
become very popular.
tri-tip, hanger steak.
Okay, ribs. I mean, how do you go wrong with throwing some ribs in? Are these baby backs?
Actually, these are St. Louis.
What's the difference?
Well, this is the very best part of a spare rib. It's trimmed up really well. All the cartilage stuff is gone. And, you know, plus I also have baby backs, which come off the back of the pork loin, right?
Okay.
So I just brought something different to let people know that I do have St. Louis.
Well, because sometimes if you get like a spare rib, it seems like there's more fat on that than the meat.
Right.
But this is, you're saying, doesn't have as much fat.
Right. These are trimmed up really well.
Okay. And all that, by the way, is done there at Dawn. So his expert butchers are the ones putting their talent to the kind of meat you're going to take home. Okay. Let's talk Valentine's Day.
Absolutely.
Because I was very surprised. So this year your special is what? The filet?
Filet mignon and 4 jumbo shrimp. Look at the size of those shrimp.
Yeah, they're huge.
You know, for $22.90.
That's a great deal. Okay, so you would think that that would just be the go-to that everybody would want to buy, and they will. But you told me that of late, your tomahawk has been really popular?
Absolutely. We've done tomahawks for years, and we're consistent with it. We have them. Some places have them, then they don't, but our customers know we have them. And Valentine's, believe it or not, you'll sell a lot of tomahawks.
Now, there's got to be a trick to cooking that thing. You have to have a meat thermometer, surely.
Absolutely. Reverse sear. You want to be low heat, like 225 for about 30 minutes. Bring the internal temperature to 100 degrees, then crank the heat up 500-600 degrees, sear it for about 10 minutes. Bring the internal temperature up to about 125. Let it rest about 10 minutes.
Really? Now, for that, would you use this char crust that you have?
Or you could use either one. I like the char crust on steaks because it's sort of like blackening.
Oh, I bet that's good.
Puts a nice crust. It really helps with the crust. But you can't go wrong with either one of these.
Now, your special with the filet is going to be these 4 shrimp, which 4 nice size shrimp will definitely fill you up.
Yeah.
But you do have your lobster tails if you want that.
Absolutely. This is a cold water premium lobster tail. This is an 8-ounce tail. Sometimes it's hard to find this size. Most places have little ones.
Yeah, that's a large one.
You know, and I have a greatest arrangement of seafood, the scallops, sea bass, wild caught salmon, and wild caught ahi tuna.
Now the tuna and the salmon to me just kind of have a great flavor built in. With the sea bass, is that going to be more like a cod kind of a flavor?
It is. Sea bass is really good.
So or is it like a halibut?
I would say it's going to be closer to a cod, especially in thickness.
So is it good to like put in like breadcrumbs and butter and that kind of thing, or?
If you want to, I like grilling it just like it is. Mm-hmm.
So this is the thing, he is going to be part salesman, part chef when you come in to shop him at Don's Meat Shop over on Hickson Pike. By the way, you can place an order, I think, can't you, online? And then you can just come and pick it up?
Yeah, or you can send us a message, give us a call, place an order. We'll take orders.
Yep, 842-1256 is the phone number. Mondays are still their chickens on sale day.
Absolutely.
And we're always happy when he's here, donsmeatshop.com.
An important message for Americans ages 50 to 85.
That's how it ended. I remember that.
You talked her into it.
I did. Now we all have life insurance. Well, I had no choice. She really didn't, because I told her that if she didn't get it, we were going to put you in charge of her funeral. And I know how you hate to spend money.
I bought life insurance, didn't I?
It costs pennies a day.
And that's just one reason I like Colonial Penn.
What's another?
Unlike my sisters, they don't ask about my health.
That's right. Colonial Penn doesn't ask a single medical question. And there's no physical exam. If you're over 50, you can't be turned down for guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance, no matter what your health. You can apply in minutes just by filling out a simple form. Options start at $9.95 a month, 35 cents a day. And the good news is, your rate will never change. A built-in rate lock guarantees it.
But finally, something we can all agree on.
I have to hand it to Colonial Penn.
Well, it works for all of us, those with health issues and those who watch their money.
Colonial Penn makes getting life insurance easy, even if you have pre-existing conditions or a fixed income. Call for more information and the simple form you need to apply today. There's no obligation, and you'll receive a free beneficiary planner. Record your important information and final wishes in this handy guide. It puts everything your family will need in one place.
Call 1-800-401-1116 for your free information and your free beneficiary planner. That's 1-800-401-1116. There's no risk or obligation. That number again is 1-800-401-1116. 1-800-401-1116. So call now.
Count on Local 3 News for the local stories that affect your life.
Well, a good Thursday to you, Tennessee Valley. It's going to be another warm day. We had temperatures in the 60s this morning, and now we're going to climb back up into the 70s. So if you like spring-like weather, you're going to like today's forecast. In fact, a record high in jeopardy. I think we're going to beat it. 72 is my forecast. 70 is the old record set back in 2019. So the warm weather rolls on. Plus, we're going to have some scattered showers and storms getting in the forecast, especially this afternoon and evening. Could be some stronger storms, especially north of Chattanooga. The Storm Prediction Center has introduced a marginal risk in that dark green shade, which includes parts of McMinn, Ray, Meigs, Bledsoe, Sequatchie, and northern Hamilton counties. Again, not a high risk, but there is the chance for some strong wind gusts between about 5 and 11 o'clock, maybe small hail. Very low wind threat for a tornado. Only a 2% chance for the northern part of Bledsoe and Meigs and even Ray counties. Up through I-40. I think closer to the Kentucky and Tennessee line, the ingredients will be better for rotating storms, but even then, it's a pretty low end risk. But nonetheless, stay weather aware. That's always a good rule of thumb anytime we have even the lowest percent of severe weather in the forecast. Now, as we take a look at your future cast, showers and storms will continue to fire up throughout the afternoon, even into the evening. Coverage isn't going to be that high, and it's not going to be an all-day washout, but nonetheless, we'll have some heavier storms, and especially between 5 and 11. Just keep your eyes on the radar, download the Local 3 Weather app, and stay abreast of all of the latest weather information that's coming your way. By Friday morning, a lot of this is gradually going to taper off with just a few lingering spotty showers throughout the day. So rainfall through the next 24 to 36 hours, not going to be overly impressive. It's going to be highly variable, though. Some of you could pick up a quick inch or so. Some may be closer to the 1/10 of an inch to a 1/4 of an inch. Just depends on where those heaviest storms fire up a little bit later on. But, you know, the big story, next week, after this rain moves through, is going to be some heavy stuff coming our way. 2 to 3 inches going to be possible Monday through Wednesday, which could lead to some localized flooding concerns. And that's a pattern trend that could continue all the way through the middle of the month, maybe even the 3rd week of February, as a wet bullseye is setting up across portions of the Tennessee Valley, Middle Tennessee, North Alabama. That's where we will likely have above normal precipitation. And over the next 2 weeks, we could easily pick up, 5-6 inches of rain, which could, again, eventually lead to some flash flooding concerns. So we'll keep a close eye on that. But download this. Look, I'm giving you a second to scan your Local 3 weather app. It's free for iPhone and Androids. You can zoom in to your community, and it'll let you know if there's any watches or warnings. So I definitely recommend downloading that app. It is very helpful in these kind of situations. But again, 72 today, rain and showers, especially this afternoon and evening. And then for your next 7 days, more rain to come heading into next week.
Need cash? SpeedyCash.com offers cold hard cash on the spot.
I applied today at SpeedyCash.com and already got my cash.
So why wait? Visit SpeedyCash.com and you could have cash today.
Love that Speedy Cash.
Chattanooga Mobility and Lifts offers what you need to stay independent. Rollators, scooters, and cushions.
Mom, the stair lifts.
Our Bruno stair lifts installed by our award-winning installers. Chattanooga Mobility and Lifts let us lift you to independence.
I'm Gary Massey. In life, results matter. You train hard to win the race, study all night to ace the exam, work long hours to get that promotion. Why? Because results matter. So after a serious car accident, you'll want to hire a law firm that fights to win. At Massey & Associates, results matter to us because they matter to you. We'll fight the insurance company to get you the maximum settlement. Massey & Associates, you gotta get Gary.
Does your home need a refresh? It's time for a makeover with new Champion Siding. There are so many styles and colors to choose from. The possibilities are endless. And don't get me started on new entry doors. Now's the best time to save big.
Right now, get 30% off your siding project. So many colors and styles to choose from. Get started now and save.
I could do this all day.
Give your home the makeover it deserves. Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online.
With Rosa's Planet Fitness Black Card, Jess tags along for free. Now these besties are the best hatchet tossers in town. Get your Planet Fitness Black Card today for just $1 down, $24.99 a month. Planet Fitness, whatever you're getting fit for.
Need cash today? Speedy Cash has you covered with solutions that provide cash on the spot.
Speedy Cash got me the cash I needed, how I needed it.
So why wait? Call now and you could have cash today with Speedy Cash.
Love that Speedy Cash.
Join Local 3 for National Wear Red Day this Friday.
So you know how sometimes you hear these things and you think, why did I not think of that? Or why have they never done that before? That is what I think a lot of us are going to be saying this morning, because Lauren Barlow is back on the show. She, of course, has Lotus Center for Women. She has brought with her Shannon Hamaker, who is a relationship coach. And together, for the men watching, they are bringing you a very special event called Bourbon
and Beyond.
Bourbon and Menopause?
Bourbon and the Change.
Bourbon and the Change. And it's a man's guide to menopause. You're laughing already. She can't believe she didn't get her own name right.
Yes.
So I think it's kind of good that you're laughing a little bit, because you know what? That takes any angst and stigma out of the room even right now. And that's the intent. February 20th, the Grand Falloon is the place to be. And if you are a man watching and the love of your life is going through menopause, your head's possibly spinning, and y'all are hoping to help with that a little bit. Is that right, Lauren?
Absolutely. And I would even say, if you're a woman watching and you are frustrated by your male partner not understanding what is happening to you, then it would be a great event to send him to.
But you are going to be sending him. This is a man's only event, which is, I think, pretty revolutionary, because it's some sensitive topics to be discussed. Fair to say?
Absolutely. And what we're finding is women have a hard time communicating because we didn't really learn a lot about what's happening to our bodies. And then on top of that, men are there and they want to help. It's just giving them the instructions. So we're hoping to have a space where they can ask questions and we can guide on certain things that they can do to just help support. And I think most of it is just the awareness, right, Lauren?
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Well, and Lauren and I have talked over the years, and Lauren kind of works with women actually from teenage girls all the way through, depending on the circumstance, but that there is no walk through menopause that is identical.
No.
Everyone has their own walk, right?
Right, yes.
So there's going to be a room full of men, limited space, and they're going to be asking some overlapping questions, but maybe some specific to their particular relationship.
Yes, absolutely. And that's where Shannon will be very helpful in implementing this event, so she can help from a relationship standpoint and more of a with a coaching background. So I think it'll be great.
So on the coaching, let's talk to you for just a minute. They're going to hear some things on this particular evening, and they'll learn a little bit, but then they've got to walk through that front door and put it into practice. I'm guessing it doesn't happen quickly. What they take away.
Yeah, I think just the awareness and noticing and really being open to changing the patterns of what has been happening in the home. So if there's frustration, instead of feeling like they need to fix it or change it, just being able to be there for their partner, for their spouse who's going through this change is a big deal. And it's going to be fun too. Like, we'll lighten the mood. It doesn't have to be so heavy. And that's what I love about Lotus is, you know, Lauren's really taken the time to kind of soften her approach and ask more questions.
Right. You know, we're all different. I'm not the world's most self-observant person. Like, I'll tell you, fun fact on me or an embarrassing fact on me, but when I was pregnant with my first daughter, I just thought I had the hiccups, but it was her kicking. It just never dawned on me that that's what I was gonna feel. So menopause is one of those things that, you know, it takes years to go through, and you slowly, as the woman, get accustomed to these changes, or you adapt. Women might not even be aware of what they're going through. Is that possible?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I like to say it's like it's reverse puberty. So when you put that lens on it, it's like, oh, it's unpredictable. And a lot of us are going through this time with kids that are going through puberty. So it's a whole fun roller coaster ride. And sometimes the men are like, I have no idea how to be in this space.
Okay, talk about that then, Lauren. Let's talk about kind of the age bracket of men that might be impacted, because is this even for perimenopause?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I would say that in my practice, perimenopausal women are probably struggling the most. So those are probably going to be actually the best men to be there, because they really could use some education and support through that process. So I would say, you know, if your female partner is in her 40s to 50s, like, you're a prime person to come to it.
40s into their 50s. How many people can you hold?
We are hoping to get about 50 people in there.
Okay.
You know, we're really excited to have it be an intimate setting, so that people feel comfortable asking questions and interacting too.
Yeah. So, you know, we never know who's watching this show on any given day, and some of you could be watching with little kids around or whatever. So we're kind of assuming that people watching have some sense of the topics to be covered when they come on the 20th of February. But do just come feeling free to ask. What's the old thing you heard in school? There's no such thing as a dumb question.
That's right. Yeah, knowledge is power. All of those
Are you
things.
kind of anticipating it being quiet in the beginning, and then by about the 30-minute, 45-minute mark, the guys are going to start to warm up and ask more?
I imagine that's what's going to happen. And we have some fun things planned, like trivia. We have gift bags and things like that that we're going to just, you know, have some fun with it.
It is called Bourbon and the Change. However, you have a non-alcoholic ticket as well for people.
Yes, we will be offering non-alcoholic beers as just as an option, or of course just soft drinks and that kind of thing.
So the way you're going to sign up for it is going to Lauren's website, which is Lotus Center for Women. Is it lotuscenter.com?
lotuscenterforwomen.com.
It's the whole thing.
The whole thing.
lotuscenterforwomen.com. It's called Bourbon and the Change. The great thing I've learned from Lauren over her visits here is that this is part of life.
It is part of life.
So we may as well know what we're expecting to go through, right?
Absolutely. Make everybody go through it together as a couple. It makes it a lot easier.
Does indeed.
So much easier.
Thank you both.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Everything is so expensive these days.
Not everything. Budget Brakes will fix your brakes for the best price in town and give you a lifetime guarantee.
Budget Brakes. Brakes starting at just $100. The Huddle. It's a circle of trust. Here, big plans become big plays. Standing shoulder to shoulder, sharing an unbreakable bond. The Huddle is where confidence is forged and where the game is won. Financial confidence is built that way too, working together on your region's Greenprint plan. Let's huddle up, because in an SEC world, we're the SEC Bank.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I want to have a romantic dinner, just me and you. Somewhere different, somewhere fun. I want to feast until we say, we're done. I want to share a drink with you, something fresh, something new. I want to make a memory this way and celebrate with you Valentine's Day. Book your Valentine's reservation at Rodizio Grill, the Brazilian Steakhouse.
Elevated Tax Services in Chattanooga is hiring. We're looking for enrolled agents and experienced tax preparers. If you're already working and want an upgrade or have previous experience with tax prep, we want you. Hurry! Send resumes to taxes@elevatedtax.us.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Wow, that's a lot of food.
I saved so much money on Budget Breaks tonight. I'm eating like a king.
That's great, Hal.
Budget Breaks. Breaks starting at just $100.
A few weeks ago, we brought you a full hour of 3+U on aging. We called it Aging Well, and the Morning Point senior living community was very much a part of that hour as we focused quite a bit on memory loss and the walk that comes with it. So we're very happy this morning to have two members of that team back on the show. They are with the Lantern at Morning Point, representing their newest location right now. So we've got Nicole Giroir on this side of me and Abby Medley next to me on the sofa. Good to see you both.
Good to see you.
And congratulations on opening this new facility.
We're excited.
Brand new. In fact, you're just taking reservations now. You won't open for a few more weeks still to go.
Right, so the hope is that we open at the beginning of April, but we're still taking reservations right now. We're doing tours so they can come in and we can do a Dusty Boots tour, which is
we'll just
kind of go through the building where it's not all finished, so it's dusty. But then we can also take them into our building right across the street from it, which is our AL building, our assisted living building, to tour as well, so they can get a feel.
I love the fact that both of you begin to smile kind of right away when you talk about this, because the families coming through your door probably aren't so much. It's a worrisome time. But there are things that can be done, and there is knowledge to share, and I think that's got to be meaningful for you.
Yeah, so we focus on providing a meaningful day every day with our programming, and a lot of times when families come through our door, it can be a crisis mode for them, and so we're able to walk them through resources, we're able to walk them through options, and we're able to walk them through even supportive interactions with their loved one who has gotten a diagnosis of dementia or Alzheimer's.
And I might be wrong. I told you we'll just talk and you can correct me on the air, but I think I know enough to say that you can even help with that if they're not ready yet to come to live with you.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, and at Morning Point, we really want to be a resource. Yes, we take care of our residents and we love doing that, but we want to be a resource to the community too. So we partner with our Morning Point Foundation as well. So we have events that it is all about educating the public at large on what is Alzheimer's, what's dementia, how do we handle this, how do we walk through this, this whole process, because it's difficult. It is truly difficult, and you don't really understand it until you're hit with it and you have to deal with it yourself.
So one of the things that I know you'll also work through with people is finding resources for them. Nicole, y'all are both pretty quick to say, we will help you, because it can be financially straining for people, and you try to find help where you can.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there's multiple things out there. When people come to us, they have lots of questions, and we have lots of partnerships within the industry as well as in the community, such as elder attorneys, financial planners, if they have to walk through certain things with their finances, if they have to sell a house, like what that looks like for them, and kind of walking them through the process of that. There are veterans benefits that might be supportive of that. Long-term care insurance, we can kind of walk them through that process as well too.
So back to your Dusty Boots tour. Is the living at the Lantern going to be the same for everyone who is there? Because it's important to be protected, right, when you're in that environment?
Right. So the wonderful thing about this community is that it has 2 areas. So we have what we call our lamp light area, which is, we'll have about 38, I believe 38 apartments in that area, but that is more for our residents that I like to say are pleasantly confused. So it's more that beginning to middle stage of dementia, where they might have the same conversation a couple times, or that they might stand up to go get something and
forget where they were going.
What I was doing. But then we also have our Lantern section, which is more for those residents that are more of that end stage, the late stage of dementia.
You know, everyone's case is going to be different. Certainly it's going to be different. So I imagine you get to know the families of your residents quite well too. But that decision to kind of come on in and let their loved one live with you probably doesn't come easy. And kind of learning when it's time. Do y'all walk that walk with people?
Absolutely, and it's also joining the family on the journey with their loved one who has the dementia or Alzheimer. They have to make the decision when they're ready, but we also enlighten them that when someone comes to us, it's not about, oh my goodness, mom or dad is going away, but we're providing a sense of stability and independence also for that person who's had that diagnosis. Because in all honesty, we take care of people, not diagnoses. We take care of the person holistically. Their emotional, their spiritual, physical, mental. We wanted to adhere to all of those attributes of the person. And it's not just the diagnoses.
Well, and so maybe I'm right in this, if they're living at home with you, but they're beginning to be maybe at risk for some things, you are having to always say, no, don't do that.
Yes.
At the Lantern, it's all ready for them to go, so there are fewer restrictions.
Yes, and then they can become the kid again.
Yes.
They can be the daughter, the son again, instead of having to be that caregiver. And then,
yes,
and it gives them a family back. It gives them their life back.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know that neither one of you is on the medical side of things, but we'll talk in conversation and we'll mention Alzheimer's and then we'll say dementia. There are multiple types of dementia. Alzheimer's is just one. Are the early signs kind of the same for all? And is it necessary really to have a diagnosis?
So yes, we have to have a diagnosis to be able to move into our community.
Okay.
So we have to have a medical professional that says, yes, this person is. And a lot of times those diagnoses come from the symptoms, right, of what's happening around them. And I'll be honest, a lot of times the person who has been diagnosed with dementia, especially the early stages, they feel different. They know something is just not right. They have sometimes inability to kind of follow the conversations, the forgetfulness, going to a place that's always been familiar and not being familiar to them. It's not just about walking in, because I do this often, walk in the room, why am I here? Was I coming for my keys? Was I coming for something else? It's not just that piece of it, it's a little bit more. But yes, I mean, a medical professional can walk through with a family, talk about the symptoms they're experiencing, and give that.
Well, let me show you how you can get in touch with them, because it's the newest location, but that same standard that we all know is so excellent. The Lantern at Morning Point, they are taking reservations. It's East Brainerd, but it's going to be that Ottawa address behind the Publix.
It's right behind the Publix.
We all know where that is, morningpoint.com, and there's their phone number, 454-2685. Thanks.
Thank you.
At Local 3 News, our goal every day is to give you accurate local information. We're proud to have been chosen the best morning newscast, best evening newscast, and best sports coverage, and the best of the best news. We're honored you trust us to cover the stories that affect your community, your life.
I got hurt in a car wreck. I've never been through this before, and I don't know what to do.
Don't worry, that's what we're here for.
Here are 3 things you should do after a car wreck. 1, get the medical attention you need right away.
2, don't say or sign anything with that insurance company.
And 3, call us so we can fight for the money you deserve.
The Insiders helped me through the entire process and got me $100,000 for my car wreck.
I'm Brent.
And I'm Jay. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call us.
It's just that easy.
Call 265-1100.
If you're watching this Gerber Life Guaranteed Life Insurance commercial, there's a good chance that you're alive. And if you're not, well, this may not be of interest to you. Now, I know what you're thinking. Life insurance? I'm going to live forever. Death is what happens to other people. Well, for the sake of argument, let's assume you're wrong and that someday you won't be watching TV anymore. I know it's not easy to talk about, so I'll do the talking. If you're 50 plus and alive, you can apply for Gerber Life Guaranteed Life Insurance with guaranteed acceptance, regardless of your health. And since this life insurance is guaranteed, you don't have to get a medical exam. In fact, you don't even have to fill out a health questionnaire. For a free quote, just call 800-400-9231. Then when you stop, if you stop watching TV, your family can use the insurance money to help cover your final expenses or anything else. For a free quote, call today, 800-400-9231. Your kids already inherited your ears, allergies, and questionable singing voice. Don't make them inherit your final expense tab too.
Want to win some cash from our forecast? Enter our 3-degree guarantee contest. Every time the Local 3 Storm Alert team gets the high temperature right, we'll add $10 to the jackpot. At the end of the month, someone wins the whole thing. Only from Local 3.
Okay, I hate to be the one to tell you probably know already, but tax season is definitely here, and so is Aaron Dixon, though, this morning. He has Elevated Tax Service, kind of a new business for you just since May.
Yeah, we just launched in May.
That you've been doing this, but already you're ready to help people. And it seems like, Aaron, a lot of people, if it's an individual return, it's kind of a no-brainer. They've made it where the itemized deductions aren't that necessary for people as much anymore.
Yeah.
But you still want to make sure you're doing it the right way.
Exactly. You still need that extra advice from someone that is a professional in the industry. So
you do the individual, but you're also doing a lot of business tax preparation and filing. And with us being such a mom and pop entrepreneurial town, that's going to help a lot of people.
Exactly, yeah. So small business tax filings can get a little bit complicated, especially when you have partners, right, working together for a business. So we can advise people on their tax filing needs. We can also involve tax planning. Tax planning is a big thing that people maybe neglect in some situations, but with tax planning, you can prepare ahead, make sure you get your estimated taxes paid in quarterly. That's super important, especially if you're turning a significant profit.
Yeah.
So we can help you, advise you on that, and also look for deductions that you may not be aware of.
You can probably really have a relatable way to speak to people on that side of it too, because you really are a small business owner yourself, so you have to put into practice for you what you're advising them to do.
That's right, exactly. So yeah, we're just excited for the new tax season to begin.
Not to get too in the weeds with you on it, but on the quarterly filings, is that necessary, or is it just it's helpful to do it quarterly because then you're just staying on track of it? Does the IRS really care when you get it in, as long as you get it in?
As long as you get it in, that's the most important thing. But as you start to make more profit, the IRS does potentially penalize you for not paying in enough taxes throughout the year.
It also helps you, I guess, as you were pointing out, to see where you might be able to save money with some other deductions that you qualify for as your business grows.
That's right. Yeah, there's things like the qualified business income deduction as your business grows and you earn more profit that you could potentially qualify for. Like you mentioned earlier, the standard deductions have been increased for people. So itemizing is not as important for personal returns as it used to be.
We can't help you too much with revamping things for how 2024 looked for you, but we're still early in the year. A lot of people maybe had a resolution to begin a business in 2025. Is it important to come in and meet with somebody like you at the onset of launching that business?
It definitely is. There's a lot of state filings that have to be made as a new business, such as your charter that you have to create when you become a new business in a state. So we help you set up all your initial filings and make sure that those go smoothly and that you don't miss anything along the way.
You don't want to have someone help you prepare your taxes who's not buttoned up. And you want them to, obviously, to walk the line of the law and do it legally in the right way, but where you can take advantage of a deduction or a loophole, if you will.
That's
you
right.
want to be able to do that.
Right.
You're actually hiring.
We are, yes. So we're hiring for an experienced tax preparer right now to add to our team. We are talking with enrolled agents or someone that's at least had a few tax seasons under their belt filing returns. So if anyone's interested in that, we are accepting resumes to taxes@elevatedtax.us.
And let's talk about that for just a minute, because I think if you are in the market for a job and you're looking for someone to go and work with and bring your accounting skills to the door, the environment's going to be important. So you're not a mega house.
No, we're a small business. In fact, if you check us out online, you'll see our office is a little house that we remodeled in East Ridge. So we are very much like a small business, family-focused office. So it's we can give that personalized care and attention to our clients.
There is that joke about, oh, this is like being an accountant at tax season. So I'm sure it's going to be a lot of long hours, but are you really burning that midnight oil, or are you trying to keep it humane for your
Yeah,
staff?
well, obviously we do work some nights and weekends through tax season, but it's nothing that our team members aren't used to, so they're all ready for it.
So whether it is a personal filing, a business filing, or maybe you're a new business looking to launch or looking just to plan now for this upcoming year, make sure you're doing it the right way. Go make an appointment with Aaron and his team at Elevated Tax Services, elevatedtax.us, and you said to send in that application. What do they do?
Right, so to send your resume, if you're interested in the tax preparer position, send that to taxes@elevatedtax.us, and we'll review that and get in touch with you.
And in case you couldn't write that down, I bet on your website, which they see, there's a contact us thing that'll have that email address
there's
on
a
there.
contact us page there. You can send us a message there.
Very good. Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you.
Good luck with
Julie.
tax season. I hope you
Thank
get
you
some
so
sleep.
much. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Trevor. Welcome to the Hemp House. Let me show you where the treats are.
Our selection of local products allows the Hemp House to bring a little calm to life's journeys, whether you're blessed with 4 legs or just 2. The Hemp House, 4 locations to serve you, or online at hemphousechat.com.
Hi, I'm Jeff Wilson. I'm an energy efficiency expert. And if you've been living with a cold, drafty home with high energy bills, it's time you take a hard look at USA Premium Foam Insulation.
USA Insulation. Try Bojangles Bow Bites with our new peach honey pepper sauce. It's bow time.
All law firms are not the same. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Best friends do everything together. Luckily for Jess, Rosa has a Planet Fitness Black Card. She can tag along for free, so these besties can sharpen their skills and be the best hatchet tossers in town. Bullseye! Kinda. Get your Planet Fitness Black Card today and bring a friend for free to work out at 2,600 plus locations. Just $1 down, $24.99 a month. Planet Fitness, whatever you're getting fit for.
TVSCU, a place for all of us.
Lookout Mountain is a mecca for hang gliding. We've got 20 miles of ridge lift. So when the wind comes in and blows against the ridge, it sprays straight up just like water. This creates lift. You're soaring. When you get out in the air, it's just a complete disconnect. Just the sound of the wind. I'm Gordon Casey with Lookout Mountain Flight Park and TVFCU. We're sharing the magic.
More local stories, more updated forecasts. Local3news.com.
The Hemp House is committed to offering safe access to locally sourced products from farmers that we trust. Products that can help you with everyday health and wellness. Our experts can help you pick the perfect product for your needs. The Hemp House, 4 locations to serve you, or online at hemphousechat.com.
It sure was fun to share our Thursday morning with you here on 3+U. We hope that you'll join us again tomorrow. Friday is going to be here and we're going to have a fun one. Rock City Gardens is going to be on the show. I'm sure they're gearing up for some Valentine's Day fun. Speaking of Valentine's Day, a relationship expert, Dr. Renee Gordon, is going to be on the show with us as well. Nancy Kogar is going to be here. She, of course, is an elder law attorney here in town. And Katie Poole of Katie Poole Wellness is going to be on the show too. Enjoy this warm weather and we'll see you again in the morning.
Montgomery Showers is your local choice for the best shower model at the best price. From seating options to grab bars, a safer, more functional shower can be completed in just one day. Montgomery Showers, local quality value, montgomeryshowers.com.